Yo, 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 what's good, YouTube? You already know, man. It's your boy, LaRon, Female Rap Elite, back with another video. Look, if you're new to the channel, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Please make sure that you like this video as well. I know I pushed the time back a few times. I was just really doing some shit. And I still got to do some shit because I had to move around a certain situation. So I still got to go do that thing that's very same thing that I, avoided coming on early for. But, you know what I'm saying? Some shit happened and I just got to handle it in another specific area and time. So, yo, if you're new to the channel, make sure that you like the video. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited because today is the anniversary of Nicki Minaj Queen album. And then today we also, well, I think I seen the pictures last night, like maybe, like around midnight or whatever. Whenever I posted those pictures to the timeline is when I found those pictures from Harpers Bazaar. But yeah, so today is a good day. You know what I'm saying? Like what time is it right now? I want to be off here by 7 o'clock, so I'm gonna try to go through this shit quick. So listen, let me read this interview first, so then that way I could just talk about the Queen thing after. So yo, if you a Beyonce fan like I am, you love to get any type of scope into her life and shit like that. And it was just like this interview resonated with me because like I do a lot of shit that people don't be realizing. Like I be like talking about it sometimes like in the chat with Millie and shit, but like I remember when Beyonce came out with her 4 album or was leading into that era, yo, I was working in like at this insurance company and shit. I wrote this letter to Columbia Records, and that's what around the time where, not to put somebody else in it, but that was around the time where I felt like a lot of the time where it was the arguments online, where it was like Rihanna fans, like they was trying to do that like taunting shit, and I was just like, damn, Beyonce's not online. Like, why is she not posting no links to the music? Why she's not like, tweeting and doing shit like that? And she would always make little comments here and there, like, I don't do Twitter. If you got my phone number, just call me, like very old school. And I respect her approach. And there's some other things that I want to say too once I actually get into it, into the interview. But yeah, that I think contributed to her being like that. Let's say this is the most info she's given to us. Exactly, to y'all. Exactly. So let me see. Beyonce's evolution. Yeah, hold on a second. And I just want to say this. Houston, I'm not trying to dish y'all. I love it. I love this city. I feel like it's amazing, right? But Jay-Z, he upgraded Beyonce's swag. Like, when I tell you, like, I still see the Houston flair in it too, like that part with the shorts, but this is swagger. Like, I don't think y'all understand this shit. Like, Beyonce, like, she be serving some regal, like, this is regal shit. This is regal, like, grown woman meets urban, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is crazy. Like, the one way I feel about Beyonce is that she always, like, not only do I feel as though, like, she never feels as though that she has to keep up with the times with people or what everybody else is doing. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys right now, it annoys me. And then, you know what, I don't speak on stuff like this because I'm not a woman and I try not to critique women's aesthetic and things that they choose to do. But even when it be looking good sometimes, do you guys like, even when it be looking good sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Do you ever get tired of seeing people with rainbow color hair, like all of that shit? Like, it gets a little redundant after a while. To be honest with you, it's like everybody's a fucking cotton candy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has the same shit going on. So with Beyonce, she's always just kind of like been the same way, like not the same way all the time, but like within her own way. So when I read, like, when I was reading this interview earlier, I was just like, oh shit, like she kind of confirmed a lot of the things that that I already thought. Let me just scroll down and just, let's see, the once and future Beyonce. So let's see how it look on the other screen. I need to pull it in a little more. Hold on a second. Because I was excited about this shit. I don't know about any of y'all, like, especially growing up in the 80s, like, we were around the same age. So seeing somebody's career, like, it's certain things she revealed in this interview that I didn't even fucking know. Like, hold on a second. Like, I didn't know that she has surgery on her voice, on her vocal cord. Hold on a second. All right. So this is the beginning of the of the interview. So, she was wearing an Adidas shirt. I didn't even know that whole shit was Adidas at first. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's fly as fuck. Beyonce got that shit on smash. 3 kids, bad as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she got it. So listen, women born at the dawn of the 1980s were amongst the last generation to live in analog life and were the first to see themselves reimagined in digital. Beyonce's childhood coincided with the rise of the home recording equipment, video cameras, stereo systems that let you record your own voice, keyboards that let you find whatever sound you wanted, personal computers to synthesize it all. The girls before her had mirrors and echoes of the trees and magazines with cartoon approximations to reflect themselves. Her generation was the first to regularly experience the dizzying accuracy of playback. It would be a destabilizing force. There's your voice as you think it sounds, and then your voice when it comes back to you after you hit record. So Beyonce Knowles Carter came of age during the digital revolution, knowing how to navigate the dissonance is part of the artistic superpower. She has built her company Parkwood Entertainment into a media conglomerate. Didn't I tell you guys that Roc Nation was a conglomerate? I'm telling you, listen, I know that when I be reading stuff like this, I know that for a fact that I be on the right path mentally. Like, I could be off a little bit. Listen, Parkwood Entertainment into a media conglomerate that includes fashion line Ivy Park. She is now a mother of 3 to a 9-year-old Blue Ivy, a 4-year-old twins Rumi and Sir with husband Jay-Z. The iconic couple has been named the few faces of the Tiffany and Co. company, which was acquired earlier this year by LVMH. Wow. They're the face of Tiffany? Like, damn, that's huge money wise. Listen, that's huge. Let's see, which was acquired earlier this year by whatever, and relaunching under its auspices. And she is working on new music along an array of other projects that promise to obliterate old boundaries and vault her further into uncharted territory. This is interesting, right? Because for Beyonce, it's scary because when she came out with Run the World Girls, it was the same type of thing. It was new. You know what I'm saying? One thing I'm going to tell you about when Run the World Girls came out, so many people was unsure about it. But when she started working those fucking performances and they started seeing her kill that shit, it all came together. It was like she was never worried about it. You know what I'm saying? That's one of her songs that she performs all the time, and it does, like, the performance is amazing. I am going to say this, though, Beyonce, like, I feel like don't get too far away from that as far as, like, when she said that, what did she say? And she's working on new music alongside an array of other projects that promise to obliterate old boundaries. Like, I don't want her to lose her moves and shit from that old, because she performed a lot of her old shit like it just came out. Like, a lot of people lose their groove and their moves and shit. Like, Beyonce, she be on top of that shit. Like, and that's why I will always pay. Listen, I don't know if you guys are avid concert goers or anything like that, but me, to go see Beyonce and Jay-Z, that's a $300 ticket. You want to know why? Because I'll pay $150 to see Jay-Z and I'll pay $150 to see Beyonce. So seeing them on tour, $300 for that greatness, you crazy? That's worth it to me. And for Jay-Z, now pay $300 to see Megan Thee Stallion? No. I wouldn't care if it was 2 people. No, you have to have some sort of catalog, and then I'm gonna get into that once I finish this too. Let's see. Obliterate old boundaries and vault her into uncharted territory. Is that what I sound like? Is that what I want to send into the world? These are the questions she answers anew each decade of her life. Now at 40, Beyonce listens to her voice alone. Regal, you see this shit? Regal shit. Just regal shit. Gucci coat, Ivy Park, Adidas shirt, Tiffany and Co. earrings. She repping that Tiffany shit hard. That bag is cleared. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's get into this. Let's get into this because I really liked some of the things that she was saying in the in the interview. So they said to her, and you know what I love about Beyonce? She doesn't hide age. And I'm going to say this, and I'm not putting nobody on blast. Yeah, you guys know I love Foxy Brown. I like a lot of different people. But I noticed when it would be birthday time, they would never put their name on the cake. They will always, a lot of stars, and I'm not even, a lot of people lie and said that they was 26 for years. They didn't want to say their real age. Let me tell you something before I get into this interview. Beyonce said she wanted to be a grown woman. She wanted her body to change. She wanted to grow into like one of the women she seen, like, you know, her mother while she was growing up. When I look at this picture right here, Beyonce is not a little girl no more. She is a grown ass fucking boss woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is different. Like, to me, it's different level shit. I don't give a fuck how urban it look. This is different level shit. And she looks amazing. Like, so, all right, let's go into the shit. So, you turned 40 on September 4th, reflecting on your life for so far. What has each decade taught you? And she said, the first decade of my life. Hold on. Let me bring it in. All right. So the first decade of my life was dedicated to dreaming because I was an introvert. I didn't speak very much as a child. I spent a lot of my time in my head building my imagination. I am now grateful for those shy years of silence. Being shy taught me empathy and gave me the ability to connect and relate to people. I'm no longer shy, but I'm not sure I would dream as big as I dream today if it weren't for those awkward years in my head. She said I was competing in dancing and singing competitions at the age of 7. When I was on stage, I felt safe. She always says that too. I was often the only black girl, and it was then that I started to realize that I had to dance and sing twice as hard. I had to have stage presence, wit, and charm if I wanted to win. I started taking voice lessons from an opera singer at 9. That's crazy because I could hear that shit when she be performing. That yeah. That's crazy. I didn't know that she took opera lessons. By 10, I had already recorded at least 50 or 60 songs into the studio. This before Pro Tools when you recorded by tape. Different level. And you know what it is too? People look at, and there's some things that she said in this interview that just solidified. Like, you know what I'm saying? You look at this woman right here and you think about, you know, how much money she's made and how many records she sold, and you don't realize she's just like you and you know how we are. But one thing about her that I'm going to touch on when she speaks about it in this interview is something that you have to know is powerful. Like, yo, she's bad as hell. Yeah, Jay-Z definitely added that Brooklyn spice to that, for sure. So listen, let's continue on. That's also Ivy Park, and yeah, okay. So I had my first vocal surgery at 13, singing in the studio for too many hours. We had just gotten our first record deal, and I was afraid I had developed nodules and destroyed my voice, and that my career would be over. The doctors put me on vocal rest all summer, and I was silent once again. I never knew that Beyonce has surgery on her voice. So yeah, that was interesting. My teenage years were about the grind. I grew up, like, this is the part I love. I grew up hearing this particular scripture from James 2:17, faith without work is dead. Listen, and that's why I always say manifestation without action is dead. We live in a physical world. If you could sit up here and manifest and want, you could be a dreamer. Don't be labeled a dreamer. Dreamers don't get shit done. Oh yeah, you a big dreamer, no action. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I'm guilty of that, and I have to hold myself accountable each and every day, right? So, faith without work is dead. Visions and intention weren't enough. I had to put in the work. I committed to always being a student and always being open to growth. You know what I'm saying? Important. No one in my school knew that I could sing because I barely spoke. My energy went into Destiny's Child and the dream of us getting record deals and becoming musicians. Let me tell you something. I want to tap in right here, right? She said nobody in her school knew that, right? It's kind of like when I do music now. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Niggas in my area, they be tight. They be hating because let me tell you something, right? You can be from a city, like say I'm from Brooklyn and you're from Brooklyn, right? Just imagine this and say you're hood and say we both from the hood, but say you do all that hood shit. You be in the parties, you do all that shit, right? You rap, I rap. You do your thing, I do my thing. But say I blow up and you feel like you so hood, but I'm not even known like that, right? People start hating on you for that shit, right? They hate on you because they feel like, well, I'm this and I'm no. And then when you blow up out of nowhere, it be like, damn, I didn't even know. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I can relate to that because she, like, people didn't even know that, you know that she could sing because she barely spoke. My energy went into Destiny's Child and the dream of getting us a record deal and becoming musicians. If something wasn't helping me reach my goal, I decided to invest no time in it. Ain't that crazy? Like, yo, and that could be towards anything that you going towards. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like I had time to kiki or hang out. I sacrificed a lot of things and ran from possible distractions. That's crazy. That's mind power. I felt as a young black woman that I couldn't mess up. I felt the pressure from the outside and their eyes watching me for a trip to fail. What? I couldn't let my family down after all the sacrifices they made for me and the girls. That meant that I would be the most careful, professional teenager, and I grew up fast. I wanted to break all the stereotypes of the black superstar, whether falling victim to drugs or alcohol or absurd misconception that black women were angry. I knew I was given this amazing opportunity and felt like I had one shot. I refused to mess it up, and I love her for this, yo. I refused to mess it up, but I had to give up a lot. I love her for this. You want to know why? It's because there's none like this chick. Like, you know, all of these people, even the Lady Gaga, she listen, I ain't trying to be messy, but Lady Gaga she try to pander that her career is based off gays. Let's be honest with you. Beyonce's career is based off the world population. The world population. Her career is centered. They all do that shit. That Billie Eilish is, all of them. Beyonce is authentic as you get. As authentic. And people will argue me down when we be talking about that pop shit, when I was like, oh, Rihanna was doing all these dance records and shit like that. And they was like, well, Beyonce still did pop. It's a different type of pop. See, pop means two different things to me and you. Popular is always what Beyonce will be. Rihanna will always be popular. But it's that dance music. And I love her for during that time when everybody was doing it. She never did it because it's not true to her. She stayed true to herself. And that's how you keep people out your head. And who knows? What if Beyonce would have came out and gave you... Now, think about how she's been working and tailoring her fan base. Even white, black, every color, right? Imagine if she came out and just gave us some music we not used to, like some dance crazy shit. Like, no, she stayed true to herself. And it's a proven fact that when you do that, the results are responsive. I love this picture too. Yeah. What she have on in that? Da Vinci dress, Tiffany & Co. earrings, Saint Laurent by Anthony Vasarello pumps, Hermes horse bridle bit, and reins. I don't even know what the hell that is. I know it looked good though. So my 20s were about building a strong foundation for my career and establishing my legacy. I was focused on commercial success and number ones and being a visionary no matter how many barriers I had to break through. I was pushed to my limits. I learned the power of saying no. I took control of my independence at 27 and started Parkwood Entertainment. At the time, there wasn't a company that did what I needed to do or ran the way that I wanted to run. So I created a multi-purpose badass conglomerate that was a creative agency, record label, production company, and management company to produce and work on projects that meant the most to me. I wanted to manage myself and have a company that put art and creativity first. And it's going to explain itself as she goes into this further. So I pulled together these young visionaries and independent thinkers to collaborate with. I wanted strong women to be in key roles throughout my company when most of the industry was still male dominated. I wanted collaborators who would not be jaded by the corporate world and wouldn't be afraid to rock with me when I came up with unconventional ideas. A team that would challenge me, but wouldn't be conditioned to say you're supposed to do something. You know what? You know why I love Beyonce? She's a forward moving person with like making shit like be a certain way. Let me tell you one thing. Listen, if you think about it, right? As much as I have to say this right here because I want to make sure that you're aware of what I'm trying to say. As much as people want and we want from her, that make her do the complete opposite. You know how bad we wanted Grown Woman as an MP3 on Spotify, Apple? She ain't fucking doing that. She wants you to get that video from Apple or Spotify, wherever it is, and she wants you to see the experience. She don't want you to stream the track. She don't need the stream. She ain't thirsty. She not thirsty. Be like, oh, Beyonce passed 100 million streams on Spotify. She don't give a fuck about that. She wants you to experience her art for she wants you to experience that song for that. And you know how we always talk about people spending money on videos and stuff like that, all of this high budget stuff. I promise you, last night, was it last night? Was I at my friend's house and the Beyonce Hold Up video came up, right? Now, we know they had the whole underwater scene and all of that, and we know that shit cost some money. But what I want to say in the grand scheme of things, she was walking on the streets, and it was what she was doing, which was so funny, and it made you like laugh like at the same time. It's like Beyonce is a vibe. Don't be sucked into this industry feeling like, and this is why I get mad at people. They be like, oh, you got to have this high price dollar video. No, you don't. You have to have art. You have to have talent. You have to have a story behind it. You know what I'm saying? Who wants to listen? You think that video cost $1 million? And then somebody who paid $1 million for a video can't get no play. Don't be stupid. Don't ever be stupid. So listen, let's continue. I'm at a point where I no longer need to compete with myself. I have no interest in searching backwards. The past is the past. Don't do that though, Beyonce, because you got so many amazing moments though. Like Beyonce has so many amazing moments. Now I can understand that if that was an artist who didn't do well, but she got some iconic shit. So as far as trying to repeat the music, I understand that because that was a certain time. You can't go back to that at all. That's time. Like it's time. Crazy in Love can't be recreated. You know what I'm saying? Even though they got Deja Vu, they got so many other hit records together, but it can't be recreated. I remember being in meetings. This is my favorite part of the interview, right? This is my favorite part. Let me make sure that it's pulled up big enough on the screen. All right. So she said, I remember being in meetings discussing analytics, and I was told the research discovered that my fans did not like my photography when it was black and white. They told me I wouldn't sell if it was done in color, if it wasn't in color. That was ridiculous. It pissed me off that an agency could dictate that what my fans wanted based on a survey. Who did they ask? How is it possible to generalize this much? Are they studies accurate? Are they fair? Are all these people, all the people I'm trying to uplift and shine light on included? They're not. See, that right there, you see how she asked all of those questions for one thing, and people be trying to tell other people that they think too much? No, you have to do that, because then if you don't do that, you're going to just be passed along and just be doing what other people want you to do. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not how this shit go. No. Right? So, are they included? They're not. She said it triggered me when I was told these studies shows. I was so exhausted and annoyed with these formulaic corporate companies that I based my whole next project off of black and white photography, including the videos for Single Ladies and If I Were a Boy, and all of the artwork by Peter Lindbergh for I Am, Sasha Fierce, which ended up being my biggest commercial success to date. I try to keep the human feeling and spirit and emotion in my decision making. I love her for that. And you know what I love too? Y'all remember when when Beyonce was making that video for Run the World Girls, and they was doing some shit around her, and she was like, look, don't be arguing around me, because I could feel all of that energy, and at the end of the day, there's no reason for I'm not saying what she said verbatim, but basically what she said was, there's no reason for y'all to be arguing around me, because I feel all that energy, and then I start to get worried. She was like, at the end of the day, like, just come to me and ask me, because I don't like nobody making decisions for me. A boss. I fuck with her ever since. I'm telling you, if I can tell you, I started to fuck with Beyonce. Like, listen, everybody gets music at different times. I started to fall in love with her music at 4. When I heard 1+1, it was something different that struck in me. It's like the Pink Print with Nicki. It was the maturity with that album. It was the maturity with the 4 album. It was the 1+1. It was the I Miss You. It was the I Care. I'm telling you. So that's what it was for me. Now, let's see. I want to go down. Let's see. Decision making. Okay. So then we have another picture. I'm pretty sure all of y'all seen these pictures. Amazing photography. Let's see. 1 second. All right. I was very interested in filmmaking, and my first project was directing my concert film, I Am World Tour. I learned how to edit and cut myself in Final Cut Pro, and it was the beginning of a newfound love and creative expression, which led to me creating the visual album with my self-titled album Beyonce, then Lemonade, Homecoming, and Black is King. So You could tell this too, right? Do you guys ever notice it, especially if you watching this video and you've ever gone to a Beyonce concert, right? Well, I watch her footage. I watch her footage online too. Like, like I don't give a fuck. Like when she start going on tour, I be wanting to see what she's doing, and even if I'm gonna see the show, I kind of spoil it for myself. I can't lie. I do spoil it because I just be so thirsty to just see what she's doing. But you can tell when once Beyonce is like 60 or 7, shows in, you can tell when she's a little bit chill and they not recording. I can tell that she's in control so much with that shit because you can tell like, say if she's like, she don't do the dance or a certain, you can just tell when it's not being recorded or when she got so much footage. Like I'm telling you, like one of my favorite moments is I remember, was it for World Peace Day or some type of thing she performed, but she was on tour and she came out and did Grown Woman, and normally she came through the floor, but she had to walk up and do it this time. And I was just like, what type of energy is she? It's just, Beyonce is surprising all the time. I really do appreciate everything that she brings to the table. Let me finish this. I know y'all probably getting annoyed because I keep fucking talking, but let's see. My 30s were about starting my family and my life becoming more than my career. I worked to heal generational trauma and turned my broken heart into art that would help move the culture forward and hopefully live far beyond me. My 30s were about digging deeper. In 2013, I started Be Good to share the mentality that we could all do something to help others, something my parents instilled in me from a young age, to inspire others to be kind, to be charitable, and to be good. We focus on areas of need, including hurricane relief, education, and scholarships to colleges and universities in the United States, a fellowship program in South Africa, women's rights, support of minority businesses, assisting families with housing needs, water crisis, pediatric health care, and pandemic relief. Be Good has become a worldwide initiative for providing support domestically and internationally. It has always been important to help me. It has always been important to me to help others and to make a positive impact on the world. I have worked to lift my people up, to change perceptions so my kids could live in a world where they are seen, celebrated, and valued. I spent so many years trying to better myself and improve whatever I've done, that I'm at the point that I no longer need to compete with myself. I have no interest in searching backwards. The past is the past. I feel many aspects of that younger, less evolved Beyonce could never fuck with the woman that I am today. That was great. I really appreciated this, and this shit right here gave me I Am Sasha Fierce. This is what this picture gave me. I don't know, it's a vibe. She knows how to tap into her shit. She talking about she ain't going back into the past. Her past is too iconic not to tap into that shit. It is like, yeah, this is regal. This is like a regal Sasha Fierce. Like Sasha Fierce, yeah, for sure. So how do you process the changing world of celebrity culture and protect your inner self? We live in a world with few, and she said, we live in a world with few boundaries and a lot of access. There are so many internet therapists, comment critics. Yo, this girl is crazy. This girl is crazy. I think she be online. Beyonce got a stan page. Yo, how she know this then? You see what I'm saying? Beyonce is just like us. If she was not online, she would not know this shit. All right, let me start it from the tippy top. She said, how do you process the changing world of celebrity culture and protect your inner self? We live in a world with few boundaries and a lot of access. There are so many internet therapists, comment critics, and experts with no expertise. Our reality can be warped because it's based on a personalized algorithm. It shows us whatever truths we're searching for, and that's dangerous. We can create our own false reality that we're not fed a balance of what's truly going on in the world, and that's so true. Because you know what? Let's just say, for an example, if you don't truly enjoy being on this channel, don't subscribe to being here. But the reason why you see shit pop up is because you come here. So it's like the things that you're interested in, you click on. Make sure you click on the things that you're interested in, because if you're not, then they're going to keep showing up. So for me, if I'm not really, I can't act like that I'm not guilty of doing that. So I can't even school y'all. But I would tell you, she is right, because when you click on certain things, it constantly brings it up all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it shows us whatever truths we're searching for, and that's dangerous. We can create our own reality when we're not fed a balance of what's really going on in the world. It's easy to forget that we're still so much wait, it's easy to forget that there's still so much to discover outside of our phones. I'm grateful I have the ability to choose what I want to share. One day I decided I wanted to be like Sade and Prince. I wanted the focus to be on my music, because if my art isn't strong enough or meaningful enough to keep people interested and inspired, then I'm in the wrong business. My music, my films, my art, my message, that should be enough. And I love you so much. I love Beyonce so much for that. Because I'm telling you, if the label gave Beyonce that letter, I sent that letter like back in 2011. Yeah, I sent the letter, and listen, and notice I'm not taking no credit or nothing for it, right? I sent them a letter and I just said, hey, like, you know, can Beyonce, like, can she tweet and just, you know, maybe after a show and just say, you know, just be a little bit more engaging. And I promise you, this letter was so sweet. I sent it from a fan perspective. I don't never have no hate for Beyonce. Like, I only got love because I was just like, man, why is she not tweeting? I'm like, yo, do y'all not understand? Like, I remember when Run the World Girls came out, right? We was on fucking Twitter, right? We was on Twitter and the fans was like, oh my God, Beyonce, tweet the link, because you had all of these fans from Rihanna and them trying to drag us like, oh, it ain't doing, like, I'm telling you, I've been in, like, yo, that was my old Twitter account that I have since, like, I had that account since like 2000 and like whenever Twitter started. That was crazy. Yep. So I sent her as a letter. And I was like, can she please just post more, like post pictures after the shows? And, you know, and then she does that a little bit more now. After that, I did notice she created a Twitter, and I think she posted something like around World Humanitarian Day or some shit like that. Like the I'm here performance or something like that. My memory is immaculate. So, but what I want to say is that she didn't, you know, like she doesn't overshare, and I like that, and I've kind of got used to it, because when Beyonce's quiet, you can kind of tell what type of level she's on, or I mean, like, you don't know what she's doing anytime, be clear, but what I'm saying is, it's like right now I feel like she's gearing up, like music is coming. Before, when she was quiet, she's on mommy time, like, you know, she got a family, she has a husband, she has 3 kids and a family, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can just tell what time, if you a true Beyonce fan, you know what time it is, especially when she stopped touring. You know it's going to be 2-3 years before you get something else. It's going to be, like, you know what I'm saying? So let's keep going. I do agree with her. Her music, films, and her art is enough. You can go back and relive that shit so many times. Throughout my career, I've been intentional about setting boundaries between my stage persona and my personal life. My family and friends often forget the side of me that is the beast in stilettos until they're watching me perform. It can be easy to lose yourself very quickly in this industry. It takes your spirit and light and then spits you out. I've seen it countless times, not only with celebrities, but also producers, directors, executives, etc. It's not for everyone. Before I started, I decided I only pursue this career if my self-worth was dependent on more than celebrity success. I've surrounded myself with honest people who I admire, who have their own lives and dreams and are not dependent on me. People I can grow and learn from, and vice versa. In this business, so much of your life does not belong to you unless you fight for it. I fought to protect my sanity and privacy because the quality of my life depended on it. A lot of who I am is reserved for people I love and trust. Thank you. It's like people who be in my comments trying to say certain shit and trying to say, like, yo, you could think what you want. Like, I've never been a person, because everybody has a mind and a thought, and, you know, everybody has a right to have their own thoughts, but you don't have to confirm shit to motherfuckers. Like, people be feeling like that they have a right. I want to tell you this today. If you watching this shit, say you got $1 million in the bank, and a person feel like they got it, but you don't feel like telling them. Who cares what you think? Some people will tell people shit because they think that they know. No, the power is in you not wanting to have that conversation with them, because it's going to let them know that you don't fuck with them like that. And that, yeah, the energy is definitely up. Like, you ever have a conversation with one of your best friends, y'all be talking and somebody come around and y'all just get quiet? Like, no, you're not in the, like, nah, you're not in, or we completely just change the subject. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you only disclose certain shit to certain people. So I definitely relate to that. Those who don't know me and have never met me might interpret that me as being closed off. Trust, the reason those folks don't see certain things about me is because my Virgo ass does not want them to see it. It's not because it doesn't exist. And that, to me, it kind of like it made me laugh when I first read it, and then it was just like, it's so true. Like, that shit is so true. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has those lash out moments. Like me, like, shit. I'm going to be honest with you. On that line, like, the reason why I love The Crying Game by Nicki Minaj so much. Now, I really feel like this. I grew up having brothers, and we always talk shit to back and forth to each other, not to on some shit to just to make you cry, but being from New York, like we talk hard shit, like niggas talk shit every day. You come in the house like, yo, what up? Fuck you, Nick. Like just talking all types of shit, right? Just talk shit. So sometimes I notice when my friendships, I am a little aggressive or a little like I could like verbally, like, you know what I'm saying? But it don't be from a bad place, but I have to check myself about it. But you guys, I'm pretty sure you could feel that a little bit because I be on here snapping sometimes, but at the end of the day, I am still a good person, though. You can always count on me. I'm always the person that you can count on. I brainstorm shit. I will try to resolve some shit for you. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you show people what you want them to see. And I think that's real, because people will just think like, oh, what does Beyonce do? Like, what does she do all day? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is she an angel? Like, I don't think she's a bad person, but I think she goes through things just like everyone else. Another dope photo. I'm gonna have to pick this magazine up and go in the stores, because I don't even buy magazines, not anymore really. Let's see, what the fuck, hold on a second. I don't know why that shit did that. Yeah, so let me get to the bottom of the interview. This is an amazing interview, Beyonce. Like, yeah, she's ready for that album. You see these pictures? The album is coming. She's been recording. The album is coming. Beyonce is so damn strategic that she'll be quiet for all of those months that we heard her quiet, and the album be done. She ready to just roll out now. But I hope she don't. You know what's crazy, right? I feel like Beyonce has put in so much work into this industry. I want to say this. I feel like we need to see what's going on with COVID fully first, because I do want her and Nicki to be able to go on their tours and stuff. And I don't want anything to happen. I don't want people to push their albums back, because I know contractually they probably got to release for the ones that we care about. But like, I don't want like Lady Gaga, for example, right? I know that Lady Gaga gonna be dropping something soon, because you want to know why? The white industry always finds a way to pick her back up. They always find a way to pick her up. She dropped her album. She had that song with Ariana that didn't really do well, and this is my opinion, right? It didn't really do well. COVID was strict, COVID hit, and she couldn't tour. And to me, that album didn't do well, but I feel like it's Gaga. They're gonna find a way to pick her up. She always gets the look, and I know Beyonce respects Gaga. I know that, so I know that's kind of. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's not wrong for me to mention it, because this is my video. This isn't Beyonce's video. I'm reviewing the fucking Harpers Bazaar shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I don't know Lady Gaga. Shit, she can't do nothing for me. Look, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying my truth of how I feel about it. They just gonna find a way to pick her up. She always get picked up. She always gets Grammys for no reason. I don't care. I love Ariana Grande, but that collaboration did not deserve no Grammy at the Grammys. It didn't deserve it. That song was not iconic. It came and it left. Easy burnout. She ain't have no single from that album that did nothing else after that. You know what I mean? As a black artist, you gotta work twice as hard. You have to work twice as hard. Beyonce worked hard on Lemonade, and you seen Adele gave it up. All of those tears when Beyonce was in those tears saying, I love you and stuff like that. She was crying because she was defeated, but she's so classy. She's not going to go on a fucking rant and be like, even, you know what I'm saying? She ain't going to go on no rant, but I'm pretty sure she felt defeated. Can you imagine? Like, I be saying this shit, like when it came to like Nicki, when you look at certain things with Nicki, like when she had Good Form out, right? And I try to tell people, like, I don't know who's gonna watch this video, but you have to look at certain things, right? So when Nicki dropped Good Form, her video, she has everything in the formula for a hit record, but the radio was suppressing her because it was all that hate and shit going on. I'm telling you, you can just hold on a second. Lady Gaga can't sing to me. Yep, but they stretch. But you know what they love to do? They love to talk about that HBO special. They've run that shit into the ground. Oh shit, it's 7:19. I definitely got to get off here. All right, so 7. Let me see where we at in this interview, because I gotta go somewhere. I might have to come back and talk about that Nicki Minaj Queen shit. Let me see. I read that already. We did that. I love this interview though. Okay. Did we read? Okay. So How did your upbringing influence your art and business? My mother has always been a queen and still is. She's always been so strong and is filled with humanity. Did I read that right? My mother has always been my queen and still is. She has always been so strong and is filled with humanity. She worked 18 hours a day with calloused hands and swollen feet. No matter how tired she was, she always was professional, loving, and nurturing. I try to handle my work and run my company in the same way. My father constantly encouraged me to write my own songs and create my own vision. He is the reason I wrote and produced at such a young age. I remember when I started hearing people criticize me after I had put on some weight. I was 19. None of the sample clothes fit me. I was feeling a bit insecure from hearing some of the comments, and I woke up and one day refused to feel sorry about myself. So I wrote Bootylicious. If you know what's so crazy, I'm one of those people, like, I Google different words that mean different things because I like to just expand my vocab, right? So I looked up, what word was I looking up? But Bootylicious is actually a definition. It's unlike. Is in the same context of saying like fabulous or some shit like that. Real talk, Google it. Bootylicious is a word now. So let me see. Tuning into something empowering to other women and men who were struggling in the same thing. Yeah. These photos is just crazy. I don't want to click them because I know it's going to probably like just fuck the screen up. So go click on it yourself. Especially if you're watching this, you got to be a fan. So I'm pretty sure you know what the fuck is going on. So, fashion can often help to empower us too. Can you tell us about the inspiration behind your new Ivy Park collection? Let me see. Let me pull it up a little more. All right. This collection is a mixture of my childhood growing up in Texas and a bit of American history. I grew up going to the Houston Rodeo every year. It was this amazing, diverse, multicultural experience where there was something for every member of the family, including great performances, Houston-style fried Snickers, fried turkey legs. One of my inspirations came from the overlooked history of the American black cowboy. Many of them were originally called cowhands, who experienced great discrimination and were often forced to work with the worst and most temperamental horses. They took their talents and formed the soul circuit. Is that like I'm gonna have to look that up. Through time, these black rodeos showcased incredible performers and helped us reclaim our place in the Western history and culture. We were inspired by the culture and swag of the Houston Rodeo. We combined classic elements with the athletic wear of Ivy Park and Adidas, adding up our own spin, monogrammed denim chaps, and cowhide. I'm excited that Ivy Park Adidas will now feature kids' clothes on this drop. Our family vacations, we love to coordinate our outfits. My kids are usually on set with me for shoots, and we find ourselves putting them in extra small so we could match. So it is a natural progression for Ivy Park to introduce a selection of key silhouettes in children's size, and that's dope, right? So now they're gonna be offering, yo, I love this fucking jacket, yo. That shit is bad. Yeah, I love it. Beyonce is up to something, yo. We not getting all of this just for her to just put this out, and then she's just gonna go back, and then 2 years later we getting some music. Something's gonna come out soon. I feel it. So she rocking a Bottega Veneta coat with Ivy Park bodysuit and Amina Muaddi boots. Amina Muaddi? I think it's Amina Muaddi. Tell us about your community. How have women in your life influenced you? My closest friends are brilliant women who run companies, are entrepreneurs, mothers, wives, and close family. Kelly Rowland and Michelle Williams are still my best friends. I gravitate towards strong, grounded women like my incredible sister Solange. She is full of wisdom, and she is the dopest person I know. I love Solange too. You know my favorite song by Solange? My favorite song by Solange is that song she has called Tony. That video, I love the whole vibe of that song. Yeah, Tony. Yeah, that was my shit when it came out. That's one of my favorite songs by her. So I will put that as number one. I fought to protect my sanity and my privacy because of the quality of my life and depended on it. I felt like we went there already. Or maybe these quotes are just in different places on the page. There is power in community, and I saw something growing up the daughter of a salon owner, my first introduction to beautiful women was curvy Texas bred bean and cornbread fed goddesses. I was exposed to so many entrepreneurial women that I admired: doctors, business owners, artists, teachers, mothers. They all came through my mom's salon. I saw firsthand how a salon can be a sanctuary for women. I vividly remember one client who was an opera singer. She was this regal black woman who had traveled all around the world and would tell all of these incredible stories. I loved to hear about her travels and decided one day I would travel around the world too. That's crazy how I said Beyonce was regal too. Listen, she's be dropping so many just great insight, like shit like that. Hold on one second. There's one part of her interview I love. That shit just made me laugh. But I watched my mother nurture and heal those women in our salon, not by just making them look and feel beautiful, but by talking to them, listening to them, and connecting with them. I've seen how much black women's emotions are attached to our hair and beauty. The beauty industry does not always understand that these emotions and what we need. I want to build a community where women of all races can communicate and share some of those secrets so we can continue to support and take care of each other. I want to give women a space to feel their own strength and tell their own stories. That is power. This is my favorite photo. Of course, I put it on the thumbnail. Yeah. I love the whole shoot, but this is my favorite photo from the shoot. So let's see what else this was. With so much on your plate, how do you take care of yourself? I, like many women, I felt the pressure of being the backbone of my family and my company and didn't realize how much that takes a toll on my mental and physical well-being. I have not always... Hold on. Oh, shit. I have not always made myself a priority. I've personally struggled with insomnia from touring for more than half of my life. Years of wear and tear on my muscles from dancing in heels, the stress on my hair and skin from sprays and dyes, to the heat of the curling iron and wearing heavy makeup while sweating on stage. I picked up many secrets and techniques over the years to look my best for every show. But I know that to give the best of me, I have to take care of myself and listen to my body. That's crazy. I'm pretty sure she has so many techniques, like, and shit, to perform and be on tour. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, but remember Beyonce when she was pregnant, that she has one canceled tour date to her name. Out of everybody who has multiple canceled tour dates, she only got like one canceled show that she's canceled in her career. That's crazy. That's crazy. It just shows her work ethic too. But to hear this part of it, because you know what, I'd be wondering when they show up and look good so much, you worry about, I wonder about the things like this. This is the part I worry about when she said the stress on my hair and skin from the sprays and dyes to the heat. You know what I'm saying? Every time, this is what I'm trying to tell you. People be trying to be perfect, like these celebrities and stuff online. A lot of the time you see them, they don't have their damn, they titty sprayed or they got their legs sprayed. Like, I know for a fact, I love Foxy Brown, but before she come out to do a show, yes, she has beautiful brown skin, but she get that shit sprayed. That shit be like airbrush look. So when you see them on stage, it looks like they have no different discoloration, and you thinking like, oh, they perfect. Oh, they might have got a little thicker, but the leg's still perfect. They don't got no dark discoloration. No, they got it sprayed. They got it sprayed. Real talk. I'm not trying to be rude, not that I don't want to read the comments, but it's almost 7:28. Y'all got to get up out of here. Let me see how far yeah, I'm about to read this shit and then I'm about to get the fuck off of here. I'm about to come back and talk about the Nicki Minaj topic, but I do gotta go. Let's see. In the past, I spent too much time in diets with the misconception that self-care meant exercising and being overly conscious of my body, my health, the way that I feel when I wake up in the morning, my peace of mind, the number of times I smile, what I'm feeling, my mind, and what I'm feeding my mind and my body. Those are the things that I've been focusing on. My mental health is self-care too. I'm learning to break the cycle of poor health and neglect, focusing my energy on my body and taking note of the subtle signs that it gives me. Your body tells you everything you need to know, but I've had to learn to listen. It's a process to change habits and look past the bag of chips and the chaos is everywhere. Shit, I ain't looking past the bag of chips yet. I paid my dues and followed every rule for decades, so now I can break the rules that need to be broken. I love that. During quarantine, I went from overindulgences. I went from overindulgences to creating positive rituals, drawing from past generations and putting my own spin on things. I discovered CBD on my last tour, and I've experienced benefits for soreness and inflammation. It helped me with my restless nights and the agitation that comes from not being able to fall asleep. I've found healing properties in honey that benefit me and my children, and now I'm building a hemp and honey farm. I've even got hives on my roof, and I'm so happy that my daughters will have the example of those rituals from me. One of my most satisfying moments as a mom is when I found Blue one day soaking in the bath with her eyes closed, using blends I created and taking time for herself to decompress and be at peace. I have so much to share, and there's more to come soon. Wow. That's dope. And you know what's so crazy? It'd be crazy when I speak to my niece and she's like 14 years old and she was just like, I need to get myself together. I need to. So it's like, damn, like these kids be so young knowing like that they need to like, get their mind right or just get back on the right path or whatever. And that's amazing. You got to be able to self-reflect and be able to notice when you need to decompose. Yeah, I love this pic too. Black horse. Givenchy again, Hermes, horse, bridle bit reins. Okay, we've waited long enough to ask, when can we expect new music? She said, with all of the isolation and the injustice over the past year, I think we are all ready to escape, travel, love, laugh again. I feel a renaissance emerging, and I want to be a part of nurturing that escape in any way possible. I've been in the studio for a year and a half. Sometimes it takes a year for me to personally search through thousands just to find the right kick or snare. One chorus can have up to 200 stacked harmonies. Still, there's nothing like the amount of love, passion, and healing that I feel inside of the recording studio. After 31 years, it feels as exciting as it did as when I was 9 years old. Yes, the music is coming, and I'm fucking excited. And I understand what she means because, listen, true artists know how it feels to when you creating some shit. You'll take forever to make that shit perfect. Shit, Beyonce be recording like 60 songs for every album. Yeah, I love this picture too. Regal shit. Yeah. Now that's that Texas shit for sure. For sure. She look good. Valentino cape and bodysuit, Stetson hat, Tiffany earrings. Tiffany put up a bag for this shit. She like, I'm doing the Harpers Bazaar. You gonna send me the jewels for it? Like, come on. Like, that's crazy. I didn't even know she was the face of Tiffany. Beyonce be having silent type of deals. What do you hope for the next decade brings? I wish for my 40s to be fun and full of freedom. I want to feel the same freedom I feel on stage every day of my life. I want to explore aspects of myself I haven't had time to discover and to enjoy my husband and my children. I want to travel without working. I want this next decade to be about celebration, joy, and giving and receiving love. I want to give all of the love I have to the people who love me back. But damn, she about to be on her pink shit where she go away for like, I've done so much in 40 years that I just want to enjoy life. It's hard going against the grain, but being a small part of some of the overdue shifts happening in the world feels very rewarding. I want to continue to work to dismantle systemic imbalances. I want to continue to learn these industries upside down. I plan to create businesses outside of music. I have learned that I have to keep on dreaming. One of my favorite quotes is from the inventor Charles Kettering. It goes, "Our imagination is the only limit that we can hope to have in the future." True. I want to show that you can have fun and have purpose, be respectful and speak your mind. You can be both elegant and provocateur. You can be curvy and still be a fashion icon. I wish this freedom for every person. I have paid my dues, followed every rule for decades, so now I can break the rules that need to be broken. My wish for the future is to continue to do everything everyone thinks I can't do. Facts. Yeah. Beautiful on that damn cover. Which one y'all like more? I like the black one more. I like this one too, but I like the black. Gucci. Valentino. So listen, guys, we at the end. What time is it right now? I definitely need to leave because I need to go because I need to make it somewhere by 7:50. So listen, let me know what you think about the interview in the comments. I love that Beyonce opened up. There's so much that I can talk about Beyonce, but I gotta go. I can just talk about so many different things as a fan because I definitely am a fan of her whole experience. Like I said, I heard all of her music, but it was something about the 4 album that made me tap in, and that's when I went back and I just re-listened to everything. So people get music at different times. I'm excited for her new era as well. So yeah, just be in tune for that. But listen, I'm about to get up out of here. I'm about to go. I'm gonna come back and get on later and talk about Nicki Queen and do some commentary about that. But so let me take that out of the title. But yeah, leave your comments below. Please subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think. My bad about not communicating the comments and all that. I really was on a short amount of time. So I apologize for all that. But yeah, I'm going to holla at y'all. I'm out.